Yeah.
But you always list the one for that date of project.
Don't worry, mate. Sales are sale, they'll come. They see money.
It's good, huh?
Yeah, so
It's by expensive.
when did you put it on? Before coming here?
Yeah, I did put on here.
Before coming here? Because when the problem with that one, it doesn't last long. So when I put it before work and then halfway through the day it's finished.
What is it, a copy of what?
I got it too long ago. One was Creed something and then the
Oh,
other one,
Winter Screen.
I think so. And then the
Should
other
be
one
into the
something
book.
else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They say, you know, if you spend on perfumes, it's
not
not
a waste.
considered as
Yeah.
a waste.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. You buy as many as you want.
I need some.
It will not be considered as, you know, wasting.
Yeah.
But I like the oud better, man, the oud smell.
I'm not good,
I
man.
love it,
No,
man.
I'm not good.
I've never had enough. It beats the normal perfumes.
Smell like a Saudi.
Because
Oh,
he was
this,
Ahmed, the one that comes here, he had one from, he got it from Mecca,
Yeah.
or Medina.
Yeah, I have one from
He had it at the job site,
Yeah.
and you could smell him from 5 meters away.
Yeah.
It was such a good smell.
I got a gift from Basha Huli. He gave me one from
Where's
Medina as
the
well.
Tom Ford old?
This is one 10 years ago.
I've seen that,
10 years ago, he gave me this one. I still have it to this day. I put on special occasion. It's that nice.
Really?
It's very nice. Yeah.
strong.
So oil as well. For a little bit.
I'll change the laptop, huh? What was it? Yeah, it was
Or the
intelligent.
power bank for the laptop.
Little power station.
It's not a power bank, power station.
Yeah.
Today, the conquest of Mecca.
Yeah, but there's something before it too. The conquest, basically the early stages. Inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي
Yeah, we're gonna follow
اللهم
that.
علمنا ما ينفعنا اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما رب يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير Okay. So here, Alhamdulillah, brothers and sisters, again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed us to gather here to discuss about the life of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and whether you are a knowledgeable person or just you have less knowledge. But we sit here, inshallah, with the intention to follow the footsteps of the great, creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The great human being to live on earth, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this week, inshallah, we will start the conquest of Mecca. So as we know, previously, there was a treaty between the Quraysh and the Muslims, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. But now, you see, when the Prophet ﷺ migrated to Medina, at the early stages of, the migration to Medina, every decision the Prophet ﷺ made, or every action he did was, the aim was to eventually return to Mecca. Yes. to eventually return to his beloved hometown, Makkah al-Mukarramah. So, so inshallah, before we go further, what happened? What happened? The Quraysh, they actually did not keep their promise. They did not look after the treaty. They breached the conditions of the treaty of Hudaybiyah. How did it happen? So what happened was, one of the the points in the treaty was that Quraysh, they are free to make alliance or with any tribes, and also the Muslims. They can make friends with any tribes in the Arabian Peninsula. So the Muslims, they made alliance with Banu Khuza'ah. Banu Khuza'ah. The Banu Khuza'ah, because members of that tribe accepted Islam, so they became allies, friends. So friends protect friends, yes? Allies, they protect allies. So, but the Quraysh, they made alliance with Banu Bakr. So this Banu Bakr was one of the few remaining pagan tribes in Arabian Peninsula, in the vicinity of the Arabian Peninsula. So, and both of these tribes, Banu Khuza'ah and Banu Bakr, they were each other's enemy. Just like the Aus and Khazraj, before the Prophet ﷺ migrated to Medina, before they accepted Islam, they were bitter enemies. They fought with each other many times. So the same Banu Bakr, which is an ally for the Quraysh, and Banu Khuza'ah, ally for the Muslims, they also fought with each other previously. So what happened here is, but because of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, the fighting stopped. The fighting stopped, but again, there is that intention for revenge. They want to take revenge or do some damage at least, because so Banu Bakr, they wanted to fight with Banu Khuza'ah because they they approached, they went to Quraysh, the leaders of Quraysh, and they said, look, we need to do something because of what happened previously, historic death, or some of our great men that were killed. So we need to cause some damage and take revenge. So the Quraysh, they said, okay. I don't know why they say okay, but I mean, they said, okay. So the Quraysh helped them with weapons and with with wealth and weapons, and gave permission for them to attack the Banu Khuza'ah. So this is how they breached the treaty. Yeah. So the Banu Bakr, they set off to launch a surprise attack against the Khuza'ah. So the Khuza'ah was on the Muslim side and Banu Bakr on the Quraysh side. Yeah. But then when they launched the attack, the Banu Khuza'ah, some of their men, they were awake. They were not sleeping.
Were they praying?
No, not praying. Awake. They were not sleeping.
Attention.
They're normally in battlefield, awake, maybe praying ibadah, maybe talking, maybe eating. But this, I think, normally they attack before dawn,
Okay.
or Fajr, because it's always like that. The war.
Okay.
So when most of people are sleeping,
So
they are maybe going to bed or still sleeping.
robberies happen.
And at night, yes, robberies. At night they rob your motorcycle in Indonesia. It's like that. And they use the cover of the night to do that. So here, but they were awake. These people were awake, and possibly tahajjud. So they didn't expect that. So their raid or their attack didn't go how it was planned. So they, the raid, normally what the raid what happens in a raid is they take the livestock, the wealth, and also they kill several people, not many, yeah, maybe one or two or three. That's what happened. And what happens is they leave the woman. They don't harm the woman or children. This is what happens in an attack like this,
Even the pagans,
they hold to this value. They don't cause any harm to women or children.
Right.
It's off limits.
Okay.
Not like nowadays, war is not off limits.
Yeah.
All right. So it's off limits. So they always, it's a tribal honor. It's when they have fightings between tribes, this is how they conduct themselves. They don't. But over here, when the Khuza'a, they were awake, so it's of course, the men who were awake, they fought. So because of they put some resistance, not some, maybe a lot of resistance, more than just few were killed. And several men were killed, like around 20 people were killed. It's normally less than that, but because they were awake, see?
Yeah.
So what they do is, I think that they attack to take the wealth and the livestock, not to harm anyone.
Yeah.
But they were not expecting, some would be awake. So that's why more men were killed, and some women and children too. Yes. From the Banu Khuza'a, from the Muslim side. Yeah. So this one, if for one tribe, that's a big loss. Yeah. You have 20 people died or killed. That's big loss. 20, even 20. So what the Banu Khuza'a did, they even one of the Banu Khuza'a, one of their members, he fled. He ran away too until he reached the Haram, the Kaaba. He went there, and then he said that I'm in Haram now, so you can't basically kill me. So fear God, he said to the Banu Bakr, fear God, you can't kill me. And then the Banu Bakr replied, there's no God today. What they say, there's no God today. Yeah, and they killed him.
Right there.
Yeah, right there in the Haram. There's no God today. This is, the word, coming out from people who disrespect gods. Of course, they're pagans. They disrespect. There's no God today. God is not with you. They killed. So they killed that man as well, from Banu Khuza'a who fled to Haram. So now, of course, the news spread rapidly, and then the chieftain of Banu Khuza'a, the leader, he went to Medina with 40 men. He went to Medina with delegates, 40 delegates, requesting assistance. Of course, telling the Prophet what happened and requesting assistance from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the chieftain was Amr bin Salim. Amr bin Salim. So, but when he arrived in Medina, he recited a long poem. Yes. So he wants to convince the Prophet to take some action through poem. He wrote a long script, very long.
Yeah.
So in that script, he mentioned that he said that we we have common ancestry with the Prophet, because they also. The Banu Khuza'a, we have common ancestry, and then also we also have the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, because we are ally with you, so we want you to help us to do something regarding this. So he mentioned the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. He mentioned that we have the same ancestry, we came from the same forefathers, and then also that he said that Banu Khuza'a, he mentioned that Banu Khuza'a, they were the ruling tribe of Mecca. They were ruling Mecca for 300 years, the Banu Khuza'a. So they have a very close relationship with the Quraysh, with the tribe of the Prophet ﷺ, with Banu Hashim and the Quraysh of Mecca, because they were ruling before background it is, before Qusay is one of the Quraysh tribe as well, Qusay, they took over after that. So Qusay is the lineage of the Prophet, is Qusay, one of his, great-great-grandfathers named Qusay. So after that, the Qusay, the children of Qusay took over, but before that, this tribe, Banu Khuza'a, ruled Mecca for 300 years. That's a long time, yeah? So now, so imagine all of that, so, to convince, this is what? Writing some, what they call it? Writing to persuade the Prophet ﷺ. So, then after that, Amr bin Salim, he continued to implore the Prophet ﷺ, to try to convince him. And then, see this one here, they came and attacked us, Amr bin Salim saying that these people came and attacked us while we were praying. So that means, your guess was right. They were praying tahajjud, of course. They came and attacked us while we were worshipping.
They're not playing
And
video
prostrating.
games. They're not playing video games.
Yes, while we were prostrating. So this made the Prophet even more angry, of course.
Yeah, of course.
See, that's how you persuade. You mention points, and this is the last one. He said, we were praying. We didn't do anything wrong. We were worshipping our Rabb. So the Prophet ﷺ, he was moved by his speech, eloquent speech, his poem. And then he said, you shall be helped, O Amr bin Salim, I will help you. So the Prophet ﷺ, so this incident was a violation for the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, a direct violation. And then some scholars of Islamic history, they say this was the why the Prophet ﷺ marched into Mecca, because of this incident, because of this violation. That's the reason why he marched to Mecca.
Okay.
But some scholars say, the Prophet ﷺ, after this happened, he tried to negotiate. It was not because of this. He tried to negotiate, to settle this matter, because 20 men were killed, 20 people were killed from Banu Khuza'a. So he tried to negotiate with Quraysh, you have to pay blood money, this, but they refused. They said, no, you're not paying anything.
Oh, wow.
That's the reason why the Prophet got upset and decided to march towards Makkah. So some scholars say it was just this incident. Some say no, he tried to negotiate not to go to fight or war. But then they refused. That's when the Prophet ﷺ made the decision to march towards Makkah. Okay. But now the Quraysh knew, this is not looking good, they said. Not looking good, we have to do something. So the Quraysh, they send Abu Sufyan to Medina to negotiate, to seek some help, some leniency, basically. So Abu Sufyan, this is Abu Sufyan, he's one of the leaders of Quraysh. But at this moment, he fell, miserably he fell, because he didn't, you will see, he came to the Prophet ﷺ first, and then he said to the Prophet, he went to the Prophet, but then the Prophet did not even respond to him, ignored him. Yes, Abu Sufyan. So then he went to Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, the closest friend of the Prophet. And then he also replied, flatly he replied, he said, I cannot help you at all, after that. He replied like that, and then he went to Umar radiallahu anhu. So when he went to Umar mocked him,
So why is Abu Sufyan coming to the Prophet ﷺ?
He wants to seek help, don't fight with us, don't.
But did the Prophet ﷺ declare war?
No, he didn't declare anything.
Not yet, this one.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, he didn't
But
declare.
But
They
the incidents, was that any blessing from the Abu Sufyan or the Quraysh back then, or they just didn't know that this thing happened, and then they only know afterwards?
No, they knew, because they gave the arms, they gave the help.
They knew,
They helped
so they are
Abu Bakr. They
they
gave them
chop that
weapons,
one.
they gave them money.
Oh.
Yeah.
They know what will happen, what is the consequence. That's why he tried to
Yeah.
convinced to be more leniency.
No.
Yeah, he knows the consequence.
No.
And they were told to pay blood money, but they refused. The Quraysh refused. Maybe they didn't have enough.
So what's the
Huh?
point?
Then why are they sending him?
Yeah.
Huh?
Then why are they sending him?
Yeah, they want a better deal, like not pay anything, just forgive, to
Oh,
pardon.
Okay.
That's what they want.
For free.
Yeah, for free. Maybe less amount, not that much amount.
Get a
but
free
less.
lunch as well.
Less amount, of course. They do send because they know the Prophet is upset and he will march to Mecca and
Yeah.
basically take over. That's
Okay.
what it is. So Abu Sufyan tried his best, of course. So when he talked to Umar mocked him.
Okay.
Why you come here? And then he said, do you think I will ask the Prophet for you, to help you? Do you think I'm going to do that? And he said, no. And then he went to Ali as well, Ali. And then he said to Ali, oh Ali, you are the closest person to me. Closest person to me in this whole city, and I need your help, I'm begging for your help. Can you please go to Muhammad and intercede on my behalf? Intercede on my behalf, and do not let me return to my people embarrassed and humiliated, because of course if he has not accomplished anything after traveling all that distance, he will be embarrassed, by his people, of course, and humiliated. So this is like Abu Sufyan, he fell, from that high position to the bottom
Yeah.
because of this, because he did not get any response and he returned to Medina. And to Mecca, when he returned, they even mocked him there as well. You're useless, they say. Right, so that's why he got.
It was
he
a lost
got-
cause
he-
in the beginning, but
So, and Ali was half of his age, when he came to Ali begging, Ali was half of his age. So this is like, they say,
This is not. So is this not when Abu Sufyan embraced Islam?
no, yeah,
Not yet.
no.
After Fathu Makkah.
Yeah, Abu Sufyan after
Spoiler.
Mecca, yeah,
Okay.
after when the Prophet entered.
big time.
It's like in middle-aged man begging a child. This is how the scenario is playing out.
Coming to the end.
Yeah, because Ali was half the age of Abu Sufyan. So it's like a middle-aged man begging a child, please, please. No? It's humiliating. So Ali responded, woe to you, Abu Sufyan. No, he said, but Allah, when the Prophet ﷺ decides a matter, we will not persuade him otherwise. So I'm not going to say anything to persuade him otherwise. So I think Abu Sufyan knew that the Prophet is going to march to Medina. But when? How many? But he was having that feeling, yes, this is going to... Because maybe he can see that the Muslims were able to do, able to, march, and then they have the power and strength and the courage to take over. So that's why he was very concerned for his people, Abu Sufyan. So Abu Sufyan, then he went to Fatima, to the daughter of the Prophet. He went to Fatima and said, "O daughter of Muhammad, can you ask, can you ask your little boy? I mean, this is the grandson of the Prophet now. Can you tell your son, he was 5 years old, I think, Hassan, radiallahu anhu, to go to his, grandfather to say something about our situation, Now he's using a child, yeah? And then he even said, if he does this, we will respect, him, Hassan. We will respect him until the day of judgment, the whole Arab nation, basically. We will respect. And then Fatima responded, said, my son has not even reached the age to be able to grant security or request security or protection for you guys. He's still very, very young, 5 years old. So he failed again. So he went again to Ali radiallahu anhu. And he said, oh, the father of Hassan. So he approached the mother. But he was so desperate. He was so desperate. So he said, you see my desperate situation, counsel me, like give me some, advice. Give me advice, then what should I do? So Ali responded, I don't know anything that can help you now, but you are the leader of the Banu Kinana. Banu Kinana is the Quraysh, basically. Banu Kinana is one of the great fathers, grandfathers of the Prophet ﷺ, the Quraysh. So why don't you go to the mosque and just announce your plea for protection? go to the mosque, meaning which mosque here?
Ah.
Huh? Haram or Medina mosque?
You're in
Is it
Medina.
Medina?
It's Medina.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, to the mosque, to Medina mosque. Just go there and announce, we need protection. Who will protect?
Oh.
And then so he did. He said, "Oh people, I am Abu Sufyan. Is there anyone who will grant me protection?" The companions, of course, did not dare betray the judgment of the Prophet ﷺ. So
That means just the
So
Prophet.
Abu Sufyan did not receive any single response. He just, they did not say anything, the Sahaba. They just left him like that, desperately. So before he left Medina, he went to visit his own daughter, his daughter of Abu Sufyan.
In Medina.
She's Muslim.
Yeah, she was a wife of the Prophet ﷺ. She is the mother of the believers. Anyone know? The daughter of Abu Sufyan, wife of the Prophet too.
What number is she? 6?
What makes it different? I don't know number 2, I don't know what. Habiba, her name? Habiba. Habiba bint Abu Sufyan.
You can use his daughter now.
Yeah, it was the last one. The last one. His
She got
daughter.
the first one.
So over here, before he left Medina, he came to and meet his daughter. So Habiba bint Abi Sufyan. He hadn't seen her for like decades, like many years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So when he entered, of course, her house and sat down on her bed, Habiba's bed, Habiba removed a blanket from the ground. She did not allow him to sit on that blanket, so she removed the blanket.
To her own father.
Yeah, and her father had to sit on the hard surface, on the frame of or the hard part of the ground. So he asked her, are you protecting me from that blanket, or you protecting the blanket from me? And then she replied, "Look, this is the blanket of the Prophet, and you are impure polytheist. You are a mushrik, impure polytheist. So I will not allow you to sit on this blanket."
Okay.
So then Abu Sufyan returned to Mecca, humiliated and degraded. He relayed the entire story to the Quraysh, who in turn called him a fool.
There's no other discussion like that happened between him and his daughter.
Of course, he asked for help, but again,
Okay. She was ruthless on her father.
no result. Huh?
She was ruthless on her father.
Oh, you
She
try to
was?
get sentimental here?
Yeah,
No, there's
She
no
was
sentimental
what,
conversation, bro. The answer is no.
What did you say?
She's ruthless.
Ruthless. Okay, yes, yeah. I mean,
She's a
ruthless.
polytheist. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really after many years as well. They haven't seen each other. So, but basically, he did not get any result. And a few weeks later, the Prophet ﷺ announced to the companions. After that, he made an announcement to his companions that, he will lead a very large expedition somewhere. He said. He didn't say where they were going or where they were heading. They said there's a very large expedition, and everyone needs to take part. Everyone must, every man, and he has reached the fighting age, he needs to take part in this expedition. But the Prophet ﷺ did not, give the details of it. So Abu Bakr, even to his close companions, or even his wives, didn't say anything. But the detail. Even his daughter Fatima, his wife Aisha, or close friend Abu Bakr Siddiq. So why did the Prophet ﷺ done this? Because he wants to keep it a secret. Yes, so there is a benefit here. What's the benefit? To surprise the enemy. So the enemy can't get any intelligence. Like, they're planning this. So we're gonna, prepare for this, for that day. If they know when and how many people are coming, so even the Prophet ﷺ to even further, keep this as a secret, he sent, some of his companions towards the north to check on something, He sent few companions go to the north. So north is not where Makkah is. Makkah is to the south of Medina. Opposite direction. To make people think, maybe something we're going there, We're going to the north. just to make people think that,
Okay.
to make people assume that, oh, that's where we're going. I think Prophet is preparing for something that direction. Not, they didn't expect it was Mecca. So just to keep the Quraysh, in darkness, they don't know any plan of the Prophet ﷺ. This is very carefully planned. It's not like. So this is how. It says that he sent. So what happened here when the Prophet ﷺ, he actually gathered 10,000.
10,000.
This is the biggest number, 10,000 here, to march
What's the
towards
number of
Makkah.
Quraysh?
Quraysh, maybe around there too, but 10,000, that's a lot. That's the largest number of
They're
companions.
battle ready as well.
Battle, yeah.
The battle ready. So
Battle
when
ready,
when
yes.
they
Battle
come,
ready, yes.
the Quraysh is not ready.
Big number, yeah. So now there's an incident happened, and one Sahabi, his name is Hatib ibn Abi Balta'a. Hatib. So this Sahabi, he had his family members, his wife, his kids, children in Makkah. He could not bring them to Medina, I think. They were still in Makkah. And he's a Sahabi, he was in Medina. He accepted Islam, embraced Islam, but he was so worried about his family, What happened was, Does he tahu? Yeah. Because he tahu, what he did was he sent a letter to Quraysh, but that letter he gave it to a woman, take this letter, and he paid that woman some money, money. So she took it with her, but then what happened was the angel Jibreel came down and told the Prophet. Yeah. So that's how the letter did not reach the Quraysh.
What did you write on the letter?
Yeah, he wrote about the plan of the Prophet, to enter Mecca, to march to Mecca.
Because his family was there?
Yeah, he wanted the Quraysh to protect his family, like if anything happened, to just protect his family, and I'm giving you this intelligent information. So in return, what I'm expecting is that you protect my family.
Because he's got no one to protect his family.
Yeah, because he was not originally
others.
from Mecca.
Yeah.
He was a Mawla. Mawla meaning he was a foreigner basically, but they joined with the Quraysh. So he's not regarded as someone with a position or power, or even his family, because other Sahaba, those who migrated from Mecca, they have family and they have families to protect.
Yeah.
Even they're not Muslim, but again they can rely on them to protect if anything goes wrong. See, so he was concerned for his wife, and he was genuinely concerned. He was not like a hypocrite or anything. He was, people do things when they.
10,000 people going there. He's worried. Yeah.
He's worried if there's a war
He's still
happening.
He's still a traitor after doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't get
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's why the Quran came. The Quran came.
Mumtahana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Quran came down to not do this again, but the
Yeah.
Prophet forgave him. Prophet forgave him. Umar radiallahu anhu was about to chop his head off. He said, "Allow me to." He's always like that. But then he cried. We'll listen to the story of Umar cried. So what happened was he sent that letter, but then the plan was, foiled, stopped, because the Prophet ﷺ knew about it from Jibreel alayhi salam. Jibreel informed the Prophet ﷺ, so he instructed Ali ibn Abi Talib and also Zubayr ibn al-Awwam, these two companions, Zubayr ibn al-Awwam and Ali, go and chase that lady, that woman. And she looks like this. So the Prophet described, how to identify her. And they found her. They found her, and then they demanded, "Where's the letter?" And then she said, "No, I don't have the letter. I don't have the letter, and I don't know anything about the letter." She said, So they checked her belongings, her maybe handbag or anything, or you know, belongings, and they didn't find anything. They didn't find anything.
Yeah.
It's somewhere else. So where she hid it in, you know, she hid it in her, you know, hair thing. What is it called?
Yeah,
Hair buns, yeah. Yes. Yeah. You need to hide it, you know, in a secret, because you start smuggling something.
Yeah.
Yes. So the Ali radiallahu anhu, he got upset. He said, "Look, if you don't tell us where the letter is, we will, you know, we will search you. We'll strip and search you.
Oh.
Maybe like search you, frisk
I'm too young for this.
It will be by force, yeah, by force. But maybe this is like a threat basically. I don't think they will do that. They'll maybe call a woman to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will not go ahead. But it was you know, a warning basically. So, and then she realized, oh, this is serious now. So she took it out from her braids or braids, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How they did it? Braid is that
The braids are
braiding,
African.
the braiding.
The
Yeah,
braid.
I've got no hair, so I don't know how.
Same.
That must be a big braid or a small letter. I don't know how they put it in there.
Oh, true. Yeah, the wee small letter.
Yes. And then, so what happened? They returned her to the Prophet, and she revealed that Hatib paid her. So she's told the
Okay.
Prophet that Hatib paid me to deliver this letter anonymously. But then after that, we don't find any in our, you know, books that you know, we don't find the mention of this woman again.
Okay.
So I think they assume, scholars assume that she was forgiven as well. She was forgiven because she was just, what is that called? A messenger.
Yeah, she still did the job. Yeah.
She did that job, and I think in now laws you get punished.
Yeah.
Yes, doing that, and even Hatib, of course. You know, that's like you know, revealing the secret of
Yeah.
military
It's
secret.
called spy. That's
It's called espionage.
Yeah, espionage. Yeah,
Spy.
espionage. That's it.
So this is like life in prison, yeah.
Yeah.
If there's no
Yeah.
death penalty, it's life in prison. So
Yeah.
it's a big thing. But the Prophet ﷺ forgive. I think also governments have the right to forgive, yeah, to pardon, yeah, for big crimes. It's something.
The Queen.
If you write to the president,
Not the Queen,
please pardon.
King now, King Charles. You
Yeah.
can pardon.
I think that there is a way to do that.
Yeah,
Huh?
of course.
We do that all the time in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Like every Hari Raya,
Yeah. Are they?
yeah, they have either remission or
Okay.
there's two things.
They got
Even
bonus.
Christmas, remission sama remisi sama aborsi.
Not aborsi.
Abolisi.
But abolisi you won't get a, normally just a
Remission.
remission bonus. So
Yeah, they
once a year
reduce-
at least.
So if you behave well, they reduce the number of years. you
Meaning
serve.
that you give a bit of money here and there, things like that. Or clean up the toilet.
Oh, but you have to be well behaved there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's remission.
That's good. Inshallah.
Even Donald Trump did.
Yeah.
He pardoned a lot of people.
Everyone did.
Pardon, yeah.
He pardon whatever he please, whoever he please.
Yeah.
Like the January, whatever, the January 6th
Insurgent.
Or the what?
The insurgent in, yeah. I
Yes,
think
yes.
you forgive number of
The who?
the January 6th, the Capitol Hill.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
stormed the Capitol.
No, in America.
Oh, yeah,
No,
yeah.
they stormed the Parliament House, or
Oh,
they
yeah,
stormed the
yeah,
White
yeah.
House.
White House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they done it for him, supposedly.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. I don't think he made the order, but people
Yeah.
just do anything. It's hard.
The left of me.
So yeah, so she was, I think, basically forgiven, and Hatib also confessed. He said, you know, when he confessed, Umar radiallahu anhu said, "Look, O Messenger of Allah, allow me to strike his neck." Allah. Yeah. He is now a hypocrite, he said. This person is a hypocrite. Allow me to strike his neck. But then the Prophet ﷺ asked Hatib ibn Abi Balta'a. He said, "Why did you do such a thing? Like, why did you do this? You know, what made you do this?" So he replied, "O Messenger of Allah." You know, he said, "Like, why would I abandon my belief in Allah and His Messenger? It's not because I abandon. I don't believe in Allah and His Messenger.
Yeah.
And it's not like I have abandoned my faith. No, nor do I, prefer kufr. Like, that's hypocrite. Hypocrite is they prefer kufr inside the heart, but they're just showing that they are your friend, or they are Muslim. So I have not changed. I'm still a Muslim and your companion, and I did not do this to betray Islam or to, or I want to be a hypocrite or something like that. But I did it for my family. That's what he said. He did it for family and my property as well. So he's got property there. So he did this so that my family, they are protected, and also my property. Again, it's wrong. That's why there is an ayah, Ya ayyuhalladhina, what's the ayah in Surah Mumtahina?
لا تتخذوا عدوي وعدوكم
أولياء تلقون إليهم بالمودة وقد كفروا بما جاءكم من الحق يخرجون الرسول. So don't make them close friends, because when you expose secrets, doesn't mean you're making them close friends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can be friend with them, you can treat them justly, but close friends where secrets are also being told.
With who?
With the politics, with the kuffar,
Okay.
with the
Okay.
So that's you don't tell secrets.
So this ayah was revealed for this.
After this incident, yes.
Okay.
So it's not allowed to reveal secret, regardless. And even as a believer, we need to, love Islam more than our own family. You see,
Okay.
that's the sacrifice we should make.
Okay.
But this Sahaba, he was sincere. I think the Prophet pardoned him, because it's a lesson now for the rest of us. A lesson. By this with this incident, we have a lesson. A lesson. So لا تتخذوا, that's the first verse of Surah Mumtahina. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, so the Prophet ﷺ, again Umar, he requested the Prophet that I should, kill him. And then the Prophet ﷺ, what he said was, so then Umar said, no, he committed treason. He's not he didn't leave the deen, he's still a Muslim, he has faith, but no, this is treason. Treason, you need to be executed. That's the punishment. And then the Prophet ﷺ said to Umar, "Oh Umar, perhaps Allah has looked upon all the attendees of Badr and said, do as you please, for I have forgiven you." So this Sahabi, Hatib ibn Abi Balta'ah, and also Umar radiallahu anhu, they attended Badr.
Oh, they're Abdul Badr.
Yeah, Abu Badr.
That's the best of the best.
Perhaps, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, O people of Badr, do as you please, for I have forgiven you. So Allah has promised forgiveness for people of Badr who fought in Badr. That was hard. That was early, in early Islam, times of Islam. So the sacrifice the Sahaba have given there for Badr, the courage they showed, is something to be, not looked down upon. So then Umar radiallahu anhu, we heard this, he began to cry, So his soft side is coming out. So even his exterior is so hard. Umar, it's always, we see Umar radiallahu anhu, he immediately wants to take action by hand, but his inside is soft, his interior is full of mercy and kindness. So he cried. He cried, but it's not clear that he cried because of what the Prophet ﷺ said about the people of Badr. You can do what you want, you are forgiven. It doesn't mean that it means like what is it called? It's called in Arabic like balagha. The Prophet saying you can do that much sacrifice you have made. But it doesn't affirm you should do now. It's like Christians say. The Christians that say that you're forgiven because you believe in Jesus, no?
Yes.
If they say that you can commit sin, it's contradicting there. They don't say you can commit sin. They say if you commit sin, that means you're not a believer in Jesus as a divine
you just need to believe in
person.
Jesus, that's it.
No, you go
Is that
live,
like that?
yeah.
Oh, that's bad then. That's why. Then you can do whatever. Because I
No, you
heard the
can't do
priest
what
saying, no, if you believe in Jesus, you will not commit sin. If you commit sin, that means
No, you cannot do sin, but if you do sin, doesn't matter, as long as you believe in Jesus, you still go to heaven.
because you're forgiven.
If you're already forgiven.
Then
And
then you can
you're
commit
gonna
sin.
also keep forgiving.
You know why we don't commit sin? Because you don't get forgiveness. You get punished when you commit sin, unless out of Allah's mercy, He saw something in you maybe, and then you get forgiveness. But if you are sinner, constant sinner, very hard to you get punished. Otherwise, if Allah forgives everyone, that's not fair. Because those who made the sacrifice and refrain from sin, they're not getting anything because, So,
He died for the sins.
that's why it's very contradiction. You can't solve the puzzle, It's you go from this side and this side happens.
Yeah.
This argument comes. That's why it's that's what happens when it's not a right theology,
Yeah.
It's
So then, if this all happened, that means the Quraysh don't know about the army marching.
no, they don't know
They
yet.
still don't know, yeah.
They don't know yet. Of course. That's why they were surprised to see, when the Prophet began his journey, he met with one of his cousins.
That's
Yeah,
polytheist.
they didn't know he accepted Islam. He was migrating to Medina, so they met on their way.
Okay.
Okay, and then so that Sahabi he accepted Islam, but he kept it a secret.
Okay.
So during this time, he decided to migrate to Medina. So he said, "Oh, you coming with?"
You go join
He was
the army.
surprised, Ooh, this is a whole 10,000.
Go
We
join the
didn't know
army.
this.
Maybe
So
that's
he
enough.
joined. He joined. So this is how they were taken by surprise. Basically, the Quraysh they did not prepare. They didn't have time to prepare. So,
They didn't pray tahajjud.
no.
Oh, yeah, true.
Not yet anyway. So.
Yeah, so Surah Mumtahin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Mumtahin, O believers, Ya alladhina amanu, do not take my enemies as yours, as trusted allies. Trusted allies is a special, you reveal secrets, you work together, you share everything. You see, this is what, because we can't trust, yes? And that's how the kuffar too, they don't trust us. They're going to help us everything, no? Even the knowledge they have, they will not reveal to us, or how they make this, how they do this. No, they keep it a secret because, again, we're still different. Do you understand? If we become like them, maybe 100% like them, then yeah. And they even prove that, yes, this person is sincere, not a munafiq, because sometimes the spies, they become like you. They become like you, exactly. When I was studying in Pakistan, they've got everything, turban, mashallah, everything. You don't even know that they're a spy, you see. Everything they do, tahajjud they do, they study, they help you with that, and then after that they just leave and they're a spy for America. Yeah, very good. That's how you be undercover, everything. You even, what is it called, internalize everything like a student, like a talibul ilm. And you were not Muslim, maybe not Muslim, but you internalize everything. That's become a very good actor. Even people don't think you are a spy.
Snoop Grunge is
Huh?
in Indonesia. Snoop Grunge. I don't know if you know, but he's basically a Dutch guy who actually memorized Quran and everything, but his mission was actually to divide the country.
Yeah. Good. See, divide. They even appear like a scholar, trusted
Even
one.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Even Lords of Arabia. But I don't think he declared he was.
He's
was he
not
Muslim?
Muslim.
He's not Muslim, he's a scholar. I think he acted like this.
But the Saud took him. For
I heard on TV. I saw on TV. There is a guy
Coming from you, I remember.
like
the
Imam. He became like Imam here. This is in Australia. To just attract,
us.
those who support the ISIS and things. He becomes like an Imam.
Yeah?
Then after that, after 3, 4, 5 years, he was ready to be interviewed. Again, he covered his identity, but they interviewed him. That's what his job is, to attract the youth, especially if you have that set mind, extreme set of mind. And then after that, he report to the police and they catch him like that. So that's
Is this Aussie?
yeah, in Australia.
Oh, typical Asia.
That's US.
Yeah.
Of course. But they appear like Imam, you see, Imam of a mosque, somewhere mosque here. So That's how it is. That's how they do it.
You do background check everyone, yeah.
Sheikh, would you believe?
We don't have the like the
Just
resources.
give us
for
your
that,
credit
the
report.
resources.
We'll report that one.
But inshallah, it's. So this, yourself says, showing them affection even though they deny what has come to you of the truth. Even though they deny what has come to you of the truth. They drove the messenger and yourselves out of Makkah, so they drove you out simply for your belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your Lord. If you truly immigrated to struggle in my cause and seek, يخرجون الرسول إن كنتم خرجتم جهادا في سبيلي. If you immigrated to struggle in my cause, to do jihad in my cause and seek my pleasure, وابتغاء مرضاتي, then do not take them as allies, disclosing secrets to the pagans out of affection for them, when I know best whatever you conceal and whatever you reveal. And whoever of you does this has truly strayed from the right way. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said he strayed from the right way. So this is in the ayah, he strayed from the right way, but scholars say that he remained a Muslim. The Sahabi. What's his name again? Hatib ibn Abi Balta'a. He remained a Muslim. He made this very big mistake. It's a big mistake. So now, scholars they discuss, was he forgiven because of he attended Badr?
Yeah.
He was a great Sahabi, because those who attended Badr, they have a very high rank. They rank
Best
on
of the
top.
best, like SEALs.
Yeah, best of the best, the first people of the Sahaba who served the Deen. So was it because of that, or
Or was it in a situation?
or because he was because of his intention, his intention was not to cause harm, but just to protect his family. So his intention, based on his intention, he was forgiven, or because of the Badr. But I think both. That's adds to his credit. Yeah, he's one of the Badr, and then also his intention was to his concern of.
So if his action was clearly wrong, stated in the Quran, and stated by everyone, his intention would also be his action. Because you can't intend to do one thing and do another thing. So the intention and action would be wrong.
Yeah, but it was a regretful decision.
That's different. That's beside the point.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you're going to forgive him for his intention, because his intention was good, but his intention wasn't good because his action was bad. My intention is good.
Now his intention, he didn't want to cause any harm to Muslims. No, that's not. But what he did may cause that. But it's not 100% yet, because you see, But his intention was to save his family, if anything, and also his property.
But he knew it came at a cost.
Huh?
He clearly knew it came at a cost.
Came at the cost of.
As in, it's going to affect the
revealing-
Muslims. He knows that.
Effect, yeah, but
He
he
knows
didn't.
that,
Yeah, he
yeah.
knows. He knows. He has.
So his
That's why he
intention
was
is
hiding it.
His
He
intention,
was hiding it.
his intention is still corrupted. Or else he wouldn't be hiding it. He'd be doing it openly.
Yeah.
So, but even though he's been forgiven,
Yeah.
of course, that's
That's why this ayah was revealed. So after this, it will be a punish the thing. But that's again, I think, case by case thing. Yeah, you think so? But this and even this verse was not revealed too before this incident. So he didn't know much that this is something that it's haram to do. Yeah, until this was revealed. So it was by his mistake we get this lesson as a believer.
Yes.
Yeah, and the Sahaba make mistake, but does it make him a kafir? No, because his intention was, it wasn't because he left Islam or he's an enemy now. No. But if his intention was he left Islam, he wanted to help the Quraysh, then
Yeah.
of course he will be like.
Chop, chop.
But that's like to put into analogy today. That's like a member from Hamas helping Israel with
Yeah.
intelligence, and then getting his family out of Gaza to America and saying, "Oh, I was just looking for my family, even though it's hurting his own people. So it's kind of wrong.
It is wrong.
If
It's
you
wrong.
look at, you know what I mean? It's a trade act. Yeah.
But he'll get chopped.
He'll get chopped. Yeah.
Because
But it
he's-
doesn't make him a kafir. Well, his action is just a trade action.
Yeah.
But the Hamas member, I'm giving an example,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, it's just a
Yeah,
hypothetical.
yeah,
He'll still be a Muslim. He's not out of the Islam, but he'd be a big
yeah.
trader.
He made
He'll get
a.
chopped.
Yeah.
Because he did that one after the,
Yeah, you can't.
the reveal of this Mumtahana. So that's
Just
Well,
to
does
put it into
the surah have
perspective.
the punishment as well?
Doesn't say punishment.
Yes.
No, the surah doesn't have the punishment?
No, it
Or
doesn't
what
say.
is the punishment for this action?
Treason? It's death.
Yeah,
Right,
treason.
this-
Look,
After
that's
this,
why
yes.
that's government.
Chop, chop.
Like, there's no. Yeah, that's.
Islamically, but Sharia.
In
but
Australia.
yeah, chopped. You know, even in the war.
No, but I'm talking about Sharia, Islamically. no?
Yeah.
There is
Get
ayah
chopped.
in Quran. It's chopping. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ayah. If you do a grave mistake like this, yuharibun Allah. You know, waging war against Allah and His
Yeah.
Prophet.
Okay.
The punishment is death, basically. Yeah.
That's
It's
not
very
bad.
strong.
Do we have imprisonment in Islam? In Sharia?
Yeah, there
Or is
is.
it
There
just
is.
death?
There is.
Or
No,
that's-
no,
no, no, that's
There
not
is
just
prison.
chop.
I'm not sure, yeah.
There is
That's
prison. There is other penalties.
So they used to have prison back then?
Yeah. Sijan is there.
As like, there's specific conditions for prison or not? We don't know.
Specific condition.
They were meant to abide by?
Yeah, in Islam, your what they call your captives, you have to look after them, like feed them, not.
But he's talking about imprisonment, not
Imprisonment,
captives,
yeah,
not
not
slaves.
Putting him in a
Captive means
prison.
captivity, like after war.
Yeah,
That's prison.
Yeah.
There's
No, but you
prison.
say you
Mm.
live in the Islamic country
Mm.
and you stole something
Oh,
and
okay.
it warrants you to go to jail. Do we have a jail system or is it just
No, the
punishment?
laws.
think there
There
is
is
a-
yeah.
There isn't, yeah? They give the punishment, you go back into society.
Oh.
You get your hand chopped off.
No, there is in fiqh books a thing. They call it prison. So you disappear from the community. The community
Okay.
will not see you anymore. It's called ta'zir. Like when they will send you somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
That's prison. So
Yeah.
for the rest of your life or for